Won't you come my way? My self-restraint is crumbling. It's just me, so don't you be afraid. Touch the sky, but that blue comes changing to a bright shade of red. Somebody's knocking on my door. I cover my ears at the sound. Could it be you I'm waiting for, or is it someone else? Will your lips taste the kiss of death? Darling, destiny is racing through my body. World in motion finally. Could this be love? Let me melt away in your embrace, my darling. It's just me, so don't you be afraid. Kiss me now, I just want a taste. I'm sorry if that's strange, but it takes two to find love and to kindle that flame. We hold each other close to heal all of the scars fresh in our hearts. And if you let me, I will steal the breath left upon your lips. Will your lips taste the kiss of death? Darling, my heartbeat is racing through my body. All this love is melting me, but I don't mind. Won't you come my way? My self-restraint is crumbling. It's just me, so don't you be afraid. Kiss me now, my love. Ooh, I came close to facing my own eyes, but it was the taste of you that led me back instead. Did your lips taste the kiss of death? Darling, destiny is racing through my body. World in motion finally. Could this be love? Let me melt away in your embrace, my darling. It's just me, so don't you be afraid. Let me near so I can have a taste. Just kiss me now.
Konbanwa, Minagawa. It's Minagawa Katsueki, a furry Ian Vtuber and Ian Vtuber representative. For some reason, it feels like it's been like ages since my last stream. Like it's just been like the usual 2 days. But like today I got the feeling that like, oh my god, it's been so long since I've last streamed, but it's only been 2 days. Why is that? Oh man, not a lot of time has gone by. Hey Jacob, how's it going? Oh my god. I just feel like so much time has gone by. Anyway, we're back at it again with ReZero, False King candidate. So just like a brief recap before we get back into everything. At the end of the last stream, um Subaru Otto and Rem return to the Mathers domain, back to Roswell's mansion, only to find that everyone had been killed by these black hooded figures, known as the Witch Cult. The Witch Cult are followers of the Witch of Envy, or associated with the Witch of Envy. Rem fought them off, but she couldn't fight all of them off. But in the end, Subaru, Rem, and everyone else that had returned to the mansion was frozen by this mysterious entity. I got distracted by a message. They were all frozen to death by this mysterious entity. We do not know the identity of this entity yet. Well, I know who it is, but you all don't. So maybe in this next loop we will find out. But if you have been paying attention to the streams thus far, and to my little tidbits, you have all the information you need to figure out who it was who was responsible for the freezing. I will say that the one responsible for the freezing is not the one who is responsible for the tragedy at the mansion. The one you forgot, Beatrice? I will neither confirm nor deny that. I will not confirm nor deny that. I will just say it is not Roswell. It was definitely not Roswell. Unless this game is throwing more dumbass curveballs our way that are completely like, if this game has not gone completely off the rails from the original story, it is not Roswell. Leading towards Beatrice? Okay, let us see if you are correct or not.
Taking note.
Taking note. I have no idea. Wait. Overwrite save file. Oh, this is just me saving. Oh, okay. I did not play another game or anything. So it's just if one says I will not confirm or deny, at least tends to lead to a confirmation. Okay. So it's the second loop of the... Oh my god.
You really bring out the lights in everyone, Subaru.
We're going all the way back here? Oh my god, the loop goes all the way back to the beginning of the game. Fucking hell, we're literally back to the first day. Oh my god. For fuck's sake. I know. Oh man. In the anime, the loop for this like particular arc, it started like in front of the apple salesman, in front of Katamon. But we've gone all the way back to the village. That far back, yes. This is 8 days. We were on day 8 before Subaru died. Oh my
You
god.
may even be more popular than Ram and Rem.
Son of a bitch. We're gonna be here forever if we have to go back this far back. Oh my god.
Subaru? Subaru! Subaru, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Oh man, we've really gone. Oh boy. Buckle in it. Oh, excuse me. Buckle in, everybody. Amelia rubs my shoulders with a frantic look on her face, but I can't bring myself to answer her cries. Between me trying to sort out what happened and figuring out what my next move should be, my mind is a jumbled mess. So, in the anime, like the events of, seeing everyone slaughtered and everything, like Rem, and also you saw Amelia dead, he saw Ram dead, he saw all the villagers dead, everything, and plus being frozen to death. It was so much for him that Subaru basically spent the second loop of this arc like completely almost catatonic. Like he did almost nothing except laugh and cry for the duration of this arc, with just Rem taking care of him. It was that bad for him. It was the only loop in the entirety of the anime where Subaru basically did nothing because his mind was just completely broken. He just couldn't take it anymore. The last glimpse of the world I experienced is still burned into the back of my mind. That devastating, irrevocable image. What I saw, I just can't. It broke Subaru, huh? Oh, completely. Like I said, this can be categorized as a horror anime.
Hush for now.
There's
We'll
an
get you
argument.
right back to the manor.
There's an argument to be made for that. With that, Amelia lifts me up with her slender arms and rushes toward Roswell's mansion. Try as I might, I don't have it in me to tell her to put me down or that I'm fine, that I want to just be rocked in her arms and reflect on what happened. I'm returned by death.
We're here. I'll go get Rem and the others.
Ah, is that you, Miss Amelia?
It's Tiga! Welcome!
Welcome home, my
Subaru's
lady.
not ready for you.
Apologies for parking in front of your mansion. Oh, but it seems now's not the appropriate time for such leisurely
Subaru was
introductions.
strong enough to get
Did
himself
something
back
happen?
together, though. Though, albeit thanks to another return by death, if I remember correctly, which he told me. Oh yeah, that's later on. Yeah, there's another character that helps him through that. That happens twice so far, where a return by death would otherwise have broken Subaru, but another character helps him to deal with it. I don't want to reveal too much. I don't know if I actually told you how he gets through that one, but that's actually in this arc where that first time happens. But just to point things out, so if you notice, in the first time that we went through this, Amelia and Subaru had a much longer conversation. So it took them longer to get back to the mansion. However, because Subaru's having a moment, Amelia rushed him back to the mansion without having that conversation. So we got back to the mansion a bit earlier this time. So I wonder what's going to happen now, because they got here earlier.
Yes. He suddenly collapsed on our way back here.
I see. Allow me.
Can you tell what's wrong?
Amelia, this is hard for me to say, but...
Oh,
Well, as far as I can tell, there's absolutely nothing wrong with him. I would assume he just got dizzy for a single moment. The only thing I'd be concerned about is that look in his eyes.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Whoa!
Running your mouth off like that while I'm out of it, huh? I could hear everything you just said, you know.
Well, it's not like I was trying to hide anything.
Yeah.
But his banter has helped me calm down a bit, as much as I hate to admit that.
are you sure you're okay now, Subaru? You looked so pale just a moment ago.
And also, Tiga and Subaru had a different introduction with each other this time around, because Tiga tried to tend to Subaru instead of Subaru bringing him tea to try to get closer to him. That's also going to be a bit different this time around.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry for making you worry. Radio calisthenics keep us healthy in some ways, but I guess I'm not at my best yet.
Oh, so you still haven't fully recovered. Can you stand at least?
Yeah, I can manage that much. Anyway, it looks like you have a guest, Mealy.
Oh, I apologize for brushing you off earlier. Thank you for your help. You must be...
I wanted to introduce myself earlier, but yes, I'm here with an emissary from the royal capital. I'm certain they're speaking with the Margrave right now.
Yeah, that's right. The first time, Amelia just went straight into the mansion and just completely bypassed Tiga the first time around. I think, if I remember correctly. But this time she went straight to him.
an emissary from the royal capital. You mean...
I ask that you reserve any question you may have for your meeting with the
I might be
emissary.
remembering that
But I'm
completely
sure you
wrong.
already know what our visit is about. That being the royal selection, of course.
Subaru, are you okay? Miss Amelia told me what happened. I heard you became quite dizzy on the way back from the village.
Oh, thank God. For a second, I thought I was afraid that, for some reason, I got like a fear that my microphone was off again. I don't know why, because you have been responding to me saying things. Oh man, I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I didn't mean to make you worry about me. I didn't think I'd be so exhausted. Mind if I just rest in my room for a bit? I'll be sure to help out around the mansion in the afternoon.
Please just get some rest. Sister and I can handle the work. I will stop by later to bring you some tea.
And now, instead of trying to cozy up to Tiga to get information, Subaru is instead going to rest and not try to interfere with the meeting or try to get into it.
I made Mealy and Rem worry about me. But...
I stare at my hands. They're trembling slightly, sweat clearing my palms.
that was awful.
That was really the worst return by death of experience so far. Just who were those people in those creepy looking outfits? Were they the ones who did all that to the villagers? To Rem? And what was that monster that appeared? Just what the hell happened to this place while I was away? Apocalypse Beast. Got that information.
Now I've returned about 9 days back? Seeing Tiga at the front gate means...
The day Tiga and Sakura visited the manor from the world capital should have been exactly 9 days prior to my most recent death. 9 days! We went back 9 days. Jesus. This is also the longest I've gone before dying.
That's too little. I didn't get enough information.
I don't know who my true enemy is, what they look like, or what they're even after. Not to mention Tiga and his crew letting us know about the Royal Selection's postponement. Yeah, he hasn't even seen the actual villain of this arc yet. That's another tidbit I'm giving away. There's one true villain for this arc that he has yet to meet yet.
There are too many issues at hand to tackle. It's like I'm playing on critical mode. That
is such the case. This is going to be much more difficult, probably, than in the anime. I keep muttering to myself, setting the gears in my head into motion. I think hard, sorting through the events and calming my confusion.
I never want to see something like that happen again.
That is too bad. I'll prevent it at all costs. That's the only leverage I have in this fight. I already knew that Tiga and Sakura were here to inform us of the Royal Selection being postponed. It's not until after seeing them off on their way back to the capital that I'm able to recollect myself and join the conversation at hand. Just like last time, it's decided who exactly is going to the capital. Although I already know the reason, to investigate the reason behind the delay. According to the prophecy, Jesus. So many possible candidates. Anastasia, Krush, Priscilla, Amelia, Felt, and Melty, the odd one out. According to the prophecy, there should only be 5 candidates vying for the throne, but now an additional candidate has made an appearance. With 6 candidates instead of 5, the Royal Selection can't commence until the fake priestess is denounced. Not to mention that knowing all this in the first place is a trap set by the Council of Wise Men. If anyone knows about this before the official announcement, they'll be questioned.
You're awfully quiet today, Subaru. I heard you fainted earlier. Could that be the cause?
Huh? Oh, I guess that's part of it. I'm just really nervous, to tell the truth. I mean, the Royal Selection's about to start for real. I've gotta brace myself to support Mealy as best I can.
Ha! Do not make me laugh. What do you think you are to Miss Amelia anyhow?
I'm not really sure. What am I to her, really?
A manservant. No, you barely serve this manor well and can hardly call yourself a man. You are a waste of money and anyone's time.
What'd I even do to get insulted this time?
Oh, stop fighting, you two. But Subaru, you really did faint earlier, right? I'm sure it's because you still haven't made a full recovery yet.
In that case, he will need further treatment. All right. Please leave him to me. I will take responsibility and diligently watch over him from dawn to dusk.
I appreciate the sentiment, but really, I'm fine. I just think we should be careful about our next move, you know? This decides the next ruler, after all. From here on out, information is the weapon our opponents will use against us.
A surprisingly insightful comment coming from Barusu. Could it be that an imposter has replaced the real one?
Am I that unbelievable?
Yes.
So, Subaru, what is it you wish to do?
We shouldn't get too ahead of ourselves here. We should take as much time as we need to plan our next move.
True. Miss Amelia, what do you believe our next move should be?
Let's do as Subaru says. With so much going on, I suppose we have been taking things too fast. We'll disperse for now and talk it over later.
Yes, as you wish, Miss Amelia.
So they don't leave for the capital immediately. I want to talk to Roswell. He should be in his office. Alright then. There's Ram. Maybe I should talk to her. What about Roswell, though?
Do you need something from me?
No, not really.
Then stop wasting time and get to work. Do you not feel embarrassed about making Rem and me do it all?
Ram, you barely do any housework whatsoever.
I'm sorry. Wait, where is Rem? I don't see her around.
She is in the kitchen.
If she's in the kitchen, she must be cooking something. So, what are you doing then?
Is that not obvious?
I wouldn't be asking if it was.
I am on watch for anything out of the ordinary.
That just sounds like an excuse for not doing anything.
Huh. You would presume to nitpick my work, Barasu?
That's not what I meant. Anyway, I should do what I need to.
You do that, though I do not know if there is anything that can be fulfilled by the likes of you.
You don't need to kill my motivation like that, you know?
Oh man, I love Rem. How does Rem clean the entire mansion? I know she isn't human, but still. She barely sleeps. That's how she does it. Rem should be in the kitchen. That's... The dining hall should lead to the kitchen. Why did it... So I went here and it was like dining hall. It was like Rem should be in the kitchen. Then it kicked me back out and now I can access the kitchen. What is this game design?
Oh,
Just let me
Subaru.
go into the
Something the matter?
kitchen from the dining hall.
No, not exactly. Just wondering if there's anything I can help with.
I appreciate it, but I can handle things here. More importantly, are you
Maybe
alright?
she didn't sleep at all. That's still a nigh impossible task. Rem is just that awesome. She's just that awesome. There's a reason why she's the favorite character and the fan favorite character in this entire series. You will see more figurines and art of Rem than you'll see of any other character in the series.
Something seemed off when we spoke earlier.
I just had something on my mind. It's nothing to worry about.
Well, that's good, but please let me know if there's anything troubling you. I will do anything I can to help.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
It's all very
For now,
favorite.
would you mind
Sweet.
preparing something to eat?
Please leave that to me. I will make something delicious to help make you feel better.
My favorite is a character that that Subaru hasn't even spoken to, really.
Thanks, Rem. I'm looking forward to it.
Where's Roswell's office? Roswell's office is that way. You mean this way?
Come in!
Not if you say it like that, Roswell, please.
Why, hello there, Subaru. It is not often you pay dear old me a visit.
Huh. I guess you're right. But there's something I want to ask you.
What is it?
Hypothetically speaking, do you happen to know of any suspicious groups that might want to attack this place?
Someone who might attack this mansion.
Yeah. Look, I know it sounds dumb since you're such an important figure in the capital, so I highly doubt anyone would, but...
I assume the cause of your tension is the witch cult, then.
Witch cult? Is that...
Witch cultists?
Once upon a time, the Witch of Envy nearly destroyed the entire world. This cult worships and sacrifices themselves without hesitation for such a terrifying entity. I assume you've heard the rumblings about Miss Amelia's appearance, no?
She resembles the Witch of Envy, right? But that's got nothing to do with her. What relevance does some witch from so long ago have now with Amelia?
Ah, but there are many who would say otherwise. Like the witch cult themselves, for example, and many others.
Roswell's right. Roswell's right. Those condemning looks. Amelia received the last time we were at the council. Even the leaders of this nation are quick to point her resemblance out. That goes to show how vile this Witch of Envy's very existence is in this world.
The cultists are quite fond of silver-haired elves, you see. If Miss Amelia's name and appearance become more widespread, we would need to be quite wary of their movements.
Widespread. Oh,
Yeah, that! This beautiful young lady is participating in that very same royal selection to become the next ruler. The great Miss Amelia!
Hey, Subaru.
What? It's not something to keep hidden. You should tell it to the world. This is a good opportunity for us.
That's how word got around so quickly. Since the royal selection has been delayed, that's the only way for her name to get out there. The praise we got for defeating the Dust Bandits was what caused that. If she gets recognition for that, it'll lead to the attack on the manor by those cultists.
should we just abandon the traitors? No, that's never an option.
We can't just let others die to save our own asses. I'll never be able to sleep at night either.
What can I do?
You seem quite troubled, Subaru.
Oh,
Is something on your mind? We
Yes,
did
many
speak of the
things.
witch cult, so I can only assume they are the source of your worries.
yeah. Amelia isn't safe with people like that around. There's nothing we could do if something were to happen to her at their hands.
While I cannot say they are not a worrisome bunch, I think you can relax a little. Do you truly think I would ignore such a grievous threat?
So you are doing something about it then?
Of course! Just as a farmer stockpiles for a poor harvest, I have countermeasures in place for any threats that may rear their ugly heads.
Countermeasures. Remember this, it's going to be important later. Remember that Roswell has countermeasures.
I may not look the part, but I'm a rather distinguished noble. I've held my position for so long because of my exemplary ability to do so.
Namely, that Roswell says he has countermeasures for the witch cult. However, when Subaru and Rem got to the mansion in the first loop, all the villagers were slaughtered. It's interesting, isn't it? Roswell winks, my anxiety dissipating a little.
So you do have a backup plan. In that case,
My relief vanishes as fast as it had washed over me because...
it's got a countermeasure. And yet the attack still happened.
Okay, Subaru noticed it too. I didn't need to say anything. The fact remains, inside job. You think so? The fact remains that the village and this manor have been pillaged. What was left was a horrific sight. Roswell's backup plan wasn't enough to stop the attack.
Subaru?
I understand that you say you have it under control, but it never hurts to be extra cautious. So I want to ask you for a favor.
Oh, you a favor from me? Do tell.
Roswell nods as I nervously lick my lips. Roswell's countermeasure isn't enough. We need something more powerful to repel the witch cult. That's why I'm going to add an extra layer to his plan, but for that to happen...
I'd like to ask for Rom and Rem's help tomorrow.
Day 2.
Scouting? Sister and I?
Yeah. Roswell already gave me the go-ahead. Sorry it's so sudden.
After breakfast, I take the chance to talk with Ram and Rem. It is so rare that you actually get to see them together like this. For some reason, it like never happens anymore.
This is truly quite abrupt. What has come over you?
Thing is, well, this is just something I heard about. While Mealy was talking to that emissary, I was talking up the one who drove the carriage.
But I thought you retired to your room right after returning, since you weren't feeling well.
We had a little chat before then. That's how I heard about the Dusk Bandits lurking on the Leaf House Highway.
Dusk bandits.
The kingdom has been abuzz with many a conversation about them as of late. I heard they are very dangerous. You say they have been spotted around Leaf House Highway?
Yeah. It was decided during their talk yesterday that Mealy would be heading to the royal capital, right? Well, I heard the Dusk Bandits are right along the path she'll be taking. I want to get rid of any potential threats along the way. You understand what I'm trying to say, right?
So this time, we're going to fight the Dust Bandits without Amelia's help. To keep her image on the down low. Interesting.
I suppose. Though you do seem unusually prepared for this task.
Well...
The suspicion on Ram's face is understandable. Even I think it's a bit unnatural of me to be so ahead of the game like this. But I have to do this. Telling them about my return by death ability isn't an option I can even consider. If I do tell them, a hellish penalty awaits me. I have to work my way through this without treading such a fine line if I want to somehow change the situation. I can't let Amelia take credit for defeating the Dust Bandits. According to Roswell, those cultists will attack Amelia if they hear even a whisper of her identity. But at the same time, it's not like I could just abandon Otto and his traitor friends. I know the bandits will attack them today. I can't overlook that. That's why.
Very well. Sister and I shall take on this task.
You will?
Rem is far too benign toward Barusu.
But I am certain Sister will forgive me since she is ever so benevolent.
Oh, Rem, how could you? Well, then you heard her, Barusu. You should thank Rem.
Yeah, I owe you two big time. I also talked to Roswell about having the men of the village help you out too.
I know these two are strong enough on their own, but the thought of them facing a horde of bandits head-on still worries me. The villagers will add strength in numbers. Though I admit I didn't expect a certain group to agree so easily, so I was surprised when the young men's group said they were willing to help out.
Stare.
What is it?
Oh, nothing.
Gee.
I was just thinking of how dumb guys can be sometimes. Ow!
You take that back. Such a comment only applies to a portion of men. Do not include Lord Roswell in such blanket statements.
You didn't have to hit me over that.
Now then, I must say that I am somewhat concerned about the housework that still needs to be done while Sister and I are away.
Oh, don't worry about that. We're planning on having the women from the village help out around the mansion.
I see. How incredible, Subaru. Rem is very impressed.
In any case, don't worry about things around here. You two are the ones facing a bigger threat. Be careful out there.
I remember the Dust Bandits being really strong last time. I know Rem and Ram can handle them, but it never hurts to be cautious. We might not get so lucky having a mysterious duo arrive in the nick of time this time around.
I'm counting on you two. Please come back safe.
If you are so worried, you should simply go in our place. Though I suspect that to be rather pointless, no. You would only add to the body count.
The worst part is I can't even deny that!
Yeah, he did add to the body count the first time.
I will defeat as many bandits as I can and bring them back for you, Subaru.
Thanks, but that's not the kind of souvenir I had in mind!
Gross. Gross, Rem. No! Don't be bringing home bodies like a fucking cat. And so, Rem and Ram leave the mansion with the young men's group from the village. To be honest, I'm not sure if this is the right move, but I want to believe it's our best bet.
If it comes
our
down
best
to it,
bet.
I hope those two at least use the fan club as meat shields and get back safe.
Fan club? You mean Makiji and the others?
Yeah, this is Petra. The one who, from the portion of the light novel I read, whose eyes were gouged out or something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only joking about the human shield thing. I'm really glad they agreed to help.
It's a very weird joke to make, Subaru, considering you saw all of these guys dead. Like, for real.
I'm also thankful for you all helping out around the mansion, Petra. Sorry we sprang this on all of you.
No, it's okay. I'm glad I get the chance to help you, Subaru. That maid is usually always around you, so I...
The women of Arlem Village. Try to see a pic of some friendly stray cats that live near me. Sure, post in the Discord. With Petra acting as the representative arrived at the mansion to help with the housework. I'm really thankful for their backup.
I'd probably be
Live on
drowning in my own
property.
thoughts if I
Aw.
were left alone.
Subaru?
Oh, it's nothing. All right. I'm looking forward to working with you today, Petra. Let's tidy this place down to every nook and cranny they usually don't get to and astound Ram and Rem.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Yeah!
Yeah! There's more people in that shot, you just have to
Subaru.
mention it.
Do you have a minute?
Mealy, what are you doing here?
Well, with so many people in the mansion today, there isn't really anywhere for me to stay.
No need to be so coy. In fact, we could walk around arm in arm if you want.
No, that's alright.
Did they make Amelia's booze bigger in this game? They might have. It's kind of hard to tell.
Oh, are you worried about Ram and Rem?
Yes, very. Aren't you as well, Subaru?
I'd like to say they'll be fine, but I just can't stop thinking about them. Petra shooed me away because I was zoning out and getting in the way. Ram and Rem are counting on me to handle things here, but I'm doing a pretty sloppy job of it.
I do hope nothing happens to them.
Same here.
I reply to Amelia, then look at the view outside the window with her. There won't be nothing out there. I know that, but I have to keep up this facade. All I can do now...
Please come back safe, you two.
...is hope. Afterward, thanks to Petra and the villagers, we managed to tackle everything that needed to be done around the manor. I may have given Amelia an unnecessary reason to worry, but at the very least, everything's fine for the moment. The only thing left to do is wait for the twins to report back with good news. At least, I thought that'd be the end of it. Ah, shit.
Nothing to report?
No, there was nothing out of the ordinary. Leaf House Highway was quite tranquil. There was no trace of any bandits to be found.
What? That's unexpected. I can hardly believe what Ram and Rem have to say.
As Sister mentioned, the highway is secure. It should be possible to pass through without any threat of the Dusk Bandits or other dangers.
Huh. Okay, this game is throwing some curveballs my way.
I see. That's good. I'm glad nothing happened, but I'm more relieved that you two returned safely.
Subaru's as shocked as I am. Emilia is happy to have Ram and Rem return safe and sound, but I can't share in her jubilation. What changed? Of course, I'm happy about the girls coming back unharmed, but...
What's going on here?
The traders were attacked on Leafus Highway. Then Otto came to us for help. That's what I know after returning by death. As a fundamental rule, events like this don't change in any major way when I return by death, especially if it's an issue I'm not directly involved in.
So what changed? Are Otto and his friends okay?
Subaru, is something bothering you?
You're sure nothing was out there?
We already told you there was nothing. Do not make me repeat myself.
This may not be what you were expecting, Subaru, but the outcome is the same. It's good to hear that the highway is safe for travel. Now Miss Amelia will be able to depart to the royal capital without worry.
Oswald, that's...
The Royal Selection's postponement is a matter of grave importance. I can't just sit around and twiddle my thumbs. I need to personally go to the royal capital. I must find out why this is happening.
No, wait, Mealy. You just need to find out why it was delayed, right? That wouldn't necessarily require you to go yourself.
I am an integral part of the selection process, which means I have a responsibility to do so.
Not to mention we do not even know for how long it has been postponed. It wouldn't make sense to not head to the royal capital and find out beforehand. Do you think someone so boorish as to not take action when discussions of the royal selection begin would be fit to be a ruler?
Well...
Judging by Amelia's resolve and Roswell's attitude, it's clear that I can influence the way things are going. In that case, the least I can do is...
Alright, then I'm going too. I'll do everything I can to support Mealy.
Without knowing what will happen when we arrive, this is the best I can offer in return.
Damn it! Just what's going on?
In the end, the rest of the conversation goes just about as I remember. Amelia is to be escorted to the capital by Rim and me. The only reason I'm tagging along is to receive treatment and heal my overtaxed body. We're set to leave a day earlier than last time, but the general flow of events is relatively the same.
So why is it that only the bandits disappeared this time around? I don't get this at all.
Stop muttering and walking circles around Betty. You are so annoying, I suppose.
Finally, we talked to Beatrice.
Come on, Bayako, don't be like that. I just need some time to mull things over with you.
All you are doing is pacing around and mumbling to yourself.
I'd talk about it if I could, but I have my reasons for why I can't. I wish you'd just understand that.
You should consider just how unreasonable your comments are, I suppose.
Hey, how would you react if a notorious group of bandits suddenly changed their plans of attack?
Why would you ask such a ridiculous question? That would obviously mean they were inconvenienced in some manner, I suppose.
Oh my god, Beatrice, he is so fucking helpful.
Inconvenienced? How so?
Their plan, for example. If it were to be exposed, they would have no choice but to abandon it.
Beatrice! Oh my god! I get it! I get it! Fucking hell, Beatrice! I love you!
So if their plans got leaked somehow...
What if the bandits dropped what they were gonna do because I sent Ram and Ram their way? That may have influenced their intentions. That means you wouldn't have had a chance to deal with them in the first place. The bandits were there yet? No, that's not it. That's not it, Corvus. That's not it at all. The bandits were there, but like Beatrice said, their plans got inconvenienced. When Subaru asked how, she said that if someone knew about their plans, they would have to have abandoned it, so they left. Yes, because somehow the plans got leaked.
I don't get this. Just what the hell is going on?
Cease your fussing. It is a waste of time to dote over such things, I suppose.
Bayako?
But how? Think, Corvus, think.
Anyone who debases themselves by becoming a petty thief is susceptible to changing their wills on a whim. There is no point in trying to add logic into that equation, I suppose. You merely acted upon what you thought was best at the time. As a result, that girl's path is now safe to travel upon. You should be satisfied with your accomplishment.
Hey, are you actually trying to make me feel better?
By the way, Beatrice is a straight up tsundere. Hands down, no question. God.
Oh, you've finally shown your affectionate side, Bayako! It was hard work getting all the flags to proc, but I knew you had it in you!
I take that back, I suppose!
It always ends up like this.
Every time she usually forces him out of the library. And just flinging him out of the door. Either way, Beatrice has a point. Mulling it over won't resolve anything. It should be obvious, Subaru. That much is certain. But knowing that the bandits haven't been dealt with this time around makes me think of everyone in the capital who were delighted and relieved that they were last time.
Man, there's just so much to consider. Think hard, Subaru Natsuki. It's the only weapon you've got.
next day, my concerns still unresolved, we depart for the royal capital. Like last time, the ride there is a breeze. Thanks to the land dragon's divine protection, we don't experience any delays or bumps in the road along the way. That's not the only thing that stayed the same.
Subaru, up ahead! Someone is being attacked!
Not in the state of mind to think about things like this. ReZero is a very heady kind of game. It's a very heady kind of anime. This is going to be kind of like Danganronpa. There's a lot of threads and interplay and relationships to consider. Things are not always as they seem.
What? What's going on?
I peek out the carriage to see rising smoke and hear some people clamoring off in the distance. But that's all I need to know to figure out what's happening.
The Dusk Bandits? Amelia, we should
help them. Rem, speed up the carriage.
Yes, Miss Amelia.
Of course.
I think I was stopping Amelia, but only for a fleeting moment. I know she isn't the type to just ignore someone being attacked in front of her. Because of that, the ensuing events are already set in stone. We charge into the scene of the Dust Bandits attack, Amelia and Rem taking charge. Do I have to do this? Then...
The hell are you? You with these...
Oh, wait, help! Oh!
Screen shake! Oh, hello. They just got here immediately this time.
No, this is no time to be distracted. You should take care of these bandits first.
Just like last time, Saloom and Puka joined the fight against the Dust Bandits as our reinforcements. With their help, we successfully take down the Dust Bandits and arrest a whole lot of them.
Thank you for your help.
Thank
I don't
God
know what we
didn't
would
have
have
to
done
do
if you
that
didn't show
sequence
up.
again.
Don't thank us.
You did it because you wanted to, you say? What a cool guy you are. Again with the silent treatment. Hey there, I'm Puka. This strong but silent type is Solemn. You're pretty lucky we
He
happen to
spoke
be
this
around.
time. Yeah, immediately. Interesting.
I appreciate your assistance. Oh, and I'm Amelia. The two over there are Rem and Subaru.
Mr. Solemn, Miss Puka, I am grateful for your aid.
Is something wrong, Subaru? Why are you making that face?
Oh, it's nothing. Just thinking to myself. Solemn's pretty strong.
Of course he is. He's made a contract with me after all.
Puka puffs out her chest, but Saloom pats her as a way to restrain her. Seeing that makes me feel a bit conflicted.
The date of this attack changed by a day. I guess we can't avoid this meeting with Solemn and Puka, but...
Having returned by death only to arrive in the same situation, there's an uneasy feeling I just can't shake off. Like those traders who were attacked. Otto and the others from the caravan aren't here. This group is different from the one we saved last time. I guess that's to be expected, seeing as this attack happened on a different day. Traders don't just stay in the same spots for days on end. And
Are you two adventurers from around here?
Huh? Adventurers?
We've never heard that to describe us before. We're more what you'd call wanderers, roaming around on an aimless journey.
An aimless journey.
Now, about those bandits.
An aimless journey. But it's not... It wouldn't make sense for them to be around this area. Just like they were last time. That wouldn't change just because we returned by death.
Oh, we won't ask for a reward or anything. We don't want to carry around anything that'll unnecessarily weigh us down.
No, please reconsider. It'd be good if people knew of your fighting prowess. You could even give yourself aliases or something and get more popular that way.
It's time to attack with Amelia, intentional or not. It does seem that way. But then, who told? How did they know when Amelia would leave the mansion?
I mean, with Puka being a cute squirrel and all, why not be known as the Rodent Ronin?
That does sound quite adorable.
Who'd want to wander around with such a dumb name? No way! Besides, we could say the same to you. If you really want recognition, just claim it for yourselves.
There are a few reasons we can't exactly do that. Circumstances higher than the highest mountains, deeper than the deepest oceans, prevent us.
Also, I just now realized this. You remember that outfit that Amelia was wearing last time, with the fox ears and whatnot, the hood and everything. That is an outfit that obscures her appearance and makes people not notice who she is by magical means and whatnot. She's not wearing it this time around, so people can immediately tell that she is a silver-haired half-elf.
Oh, don't trouble them anymore with those weird sayings of yours. Please pay him no mind. We can finish up here on our own.
I wish you safe travels on your journey. Thank you again for your assistance.
That could have something to do with Saloom's changing attitude. My attempt to have Saloom and Puka take all the credit for defeating the Dust Bandits ends in vain, with Amelia and Rim sending them out shortly after.
Farewell.
Okay, so that cloak that Amelia wears with the fox ears, that is something she wears that obscures her appearance magically. So people cannot notice, can't really get a clear picture of who she is when she's wearing that. Unless she wants them to know who she is. She does that so that people won't be able to tell that she is a half-elf with silver hair. In other words, bearing a resemblance to the Witch of Envy. The hun was for something else. You can't just put a hun there. Like, I think you're just responding to me.
We'll meet again!
I thought you didn't understand what I was saying. I watched as they waved back at us, the failure of my plan settling in. There's only one thing I can do for now.
Oh, thank you so much. You're a real lifesaver. I'd
The
like to let the others
same
know.
live TV model again. To you. Did you not understand something I was saying?
No thanks.
Huh?
You don't have to let anyone else know. It was just one big coincidence. The Dust Bandits were affected by the rain and they scurried off. Let's just go with that for now, alright?
No, you jest. The Dusk Bandits must be held accountable for their countless crimes, and you finally put a stop to them.
Cool story.
The kingdom may even reward you handsomely, yet you'd throw that all away?
It's fine, just forget it. If you're really thankful, then keep that feeling in your heart.
Huh? What?
Alright, their lips are sealed. Mealy, Rem, it's time to go.
What's going on here?
Why doesn't Amelia dye her hair a different color? Are hair dye is not a thing in this world? I mean, maybe not. Poor doggo, yeah. I don't think hair dyeing is a thing in this world.
Knowing Subaru, I am certain he has a good reason. I shall believe in his intentions.
With that, I shoot off the traders hot on our heels, as someone's like we're running away from them as we leave. It's a bit forced, but I have no choice. This is all to save the mansion and the village. Besides, I do feel relieved about it all. I want to avoid having the witch cult come after us, but I know I wouldn't feel at ease letting the dust bandits run loose. It's said that evil deeds do not prosper. In that case, it feels great to help out. Evil deeds do prosper, just look at the American government. But political jokes! Anyway, I do wish we could have made our way to the capital without incident, though. He who lives on hope dies of starvation.
I can't thank you enough for defeating those Dusk Bandits.
Now she's wearing it.
Thank you so much for avenging my husband.
Oh, it really was just happenstance. But I am glad to have given you all some peace of mind.
I watch as a flustered Amelia interacts with the citizens of the capital, holding my head in my hands at their reactions. But it should be fine this time around, though. Because he didn't just start shouting her name all over the place. So no one knows who she is still.
How? How the hell do they know?
I made sure the traders wouldn't talk about her this time. I specifically asked them to keep quiet. So they should have just kept quiet, yeah?
So how do all these people know about what we did to the Dusk Bandits?
Amelia looks happy, and Rim watches her with a smile, but to be honest, I can only feel the weight of an eerie, more ominous sensation arising. It's like I'm missing something super important here.
I heard the news. Everyone is incredibly happy that you defeated the Dusk Bandits.
Melty?
Huh? Have we met before?
Yes and no.
Oh, crap. Well, you know how it is.
I apologize, but I'm not sure I follow.
It's just an intuition thing.
What? You managed to figure out my name on instinct alone? That's incredible!
It just came to me in a flash of inspiration is all. I'm sure you get that a lot, right?
No, this is my first time. Does my appearance really scream Melty?
Sure it does.
Yeah, totally. I can't imagine you being named anything else. You're the most melty I know. You should have more confidence in yourself.
I don't think I understand you fully, but I get the feeling you think too highly of me.
Well, this is a weird introduction.
Oh? Do you know her, Subaru?
She's quite pretty.
Oh, she's...
Wait, how do I explain this? I can't just reveal that she's a royal candidate.
Oh, regardless, thank you. I'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, you too. Oh, there she goes.
Her manner of running is worrisome. She looks like she'll trip any second.
I'm sure she'll be fine. Though, it looks like Tiga isn't with her.
Shut up, Subaru! Tiga's pretty protective of Melty, so I'm surprised he's not walking around by her side. I don't know. It seems pretty commonplace for knights to be leaving their princesses around. Like Ricardo abandoned Anastasia, Al abandoned Priscilla. Why shouldn't Tiga abandon Melty? Like, that actually happens a lot. That happens far too much.
Although the royal selection hasn't started yet, so maybe there's no reason to worry so much while it's still bright out.
Subaru?
It's nothing. Anyway, it seems you're pretty popular now, Mealy.
Yes, they were all quite excited. The citizens are truly grateful for the Dusk Bandits' defeat.
We really did just happen to be in the area, though. But it is nice to see everyone in good spirits. I'm glad we were passing by.
I'm gonna sit back a little bit. Oh, excuse me while I adjust my Killer Bee gaming chair. Sponsor me! Seeing Amelia's and Rem's reactions makes me think we did the right thing by taking out the Dust Bandits. But...
his name will still be out there.
How? It didn't say her name at all. What can I do here? I need to think this through more.
Come to think of it, there was someone you wanted to visit, right, Subaru? Would you like to go see them now?
Oh, that's right. I did want to stop by, but...
We don't have any time for that right now, do we? Even though our promise is pretty important.
After this, you're gonna visit or the other candidates, right?
Yes, but you can join us later.
Why didn't you need to keep Crush a secret?
It's fine. Let's do that first. It's a much higher priority right now.
It would make sense for him to know her name. There's no reason to hide that.
Huh? But...
Let's go! Let's go! Let's just get it over with.
Huh? Hey, don't push me! I'm going to trip!
Subaru's determination is quite adorable.
Keep it in your pants, Ram. Just like that, I managed to nudge rewarded Amelia all the way to Crush's manor.
I have heard many a word of your glorious achievements as of late. It seems you've accomplished a great deal.
I think that's a bit overdramatic.
Merits deserve to be recognized in kind. I must express my own admiration for such a deed.
Crush greets us, then proceeds to praise us for our victory over the bandits. Amelia happily accepts the praise, and I certainly have no reason to turn it down either.
I just can't bring myself to be as excited.
You seem rather upset by this. Subaru Natsuki, was it?
Yeah. It's just that all this recognition kinda puts a wrench in our plans. If Amelia becomes too popular before the royal selection begins, the other candidates will definitely be more wary of her.
Like my faction, for example.
Right. Oops.
Oh, Subaru, stop acting so silly all the time. I'm sorry, Crochet. He really doesn't mean any harm.
Think nothing of it. Subaru Natsuki's thinking is completely reasonable. Once the royal selection begins, we will all be competing against one another.
One could say that you're already competing.
It is necessary for us to look ahead at what is to come. In that sense, I respect your current mindset.
That's reassuring to hear.
Crush is as magnanimous as always, but to her, this is only our first meeting, yet she faces me head-on and listens intently to my words. That's the kind of person Crush is. Maybe she's someone I can have a real discussion with. Maybe someone you shouldn't be suspecting.
So, Crochet, about the request I put in my letter.
Ah, yes. You speak of Subaru Natsuki's condition. Regarding that, Ferris.
Here comes Ferris.
Yes, Miss Crochet. Fairy understands as well. Just a glance tells me Subaru's gate is pretty meowsed up, so I've got a lot of work ahead of me.
Did I mention this last time? Meeting Subaru for the first time and Ferris already has a pet name for him.
Meowsed up?
Ferris is rather blunt comment is actually the main reason we're visiting Crush. They're referring to my treatment. After this meeting, I'll be visiting this manor every day to have Ferris heal me. It's hard to deny their offer at this point. That's
Sorry
why...
if this is rude of me to ask, Crochet, but since I'll be under your care for a while, would you mind if I asked you some questions first?
You have queries for me? I certainly do not mind, but what could they be about?
I know this isn't the best way to go about it, but I just have to know. Can I trust you?
Subaru, what are you saying all of a sudden?
I don't mean to alarm you, but this is really important to me. I mean, I'll be visiting this place a lot more frequently from now on. And I'm on your side, right, Mealy? I'd basically be walking around with a sign on my back that said, "Mug me."
Oh man, for once Subaru is being smart.
Mug? No, never mind that. That was very rude of you to say.
Miss Amelia's right. I think you've got the wrong idea here, Subaru.
You're the ones making this request, and we're the ones deciding whether to oblige. That's not exactly the sort of attitude you should have here, don't you think?
Ferris is letting off an intense pressure that barely hides the smoldering rage beneath a playful smile. It almost breaks me, but then...
Ferris, calm yourself.
But, Miss Crochet...
Subaru Natsuki is right to question our agreement. He also fully understands the discourtesy of his inquiry, yet he still finds it necessary to confirm our intentions. This concerns the royal selection, a matter that affects the entire nation. If he regards himself as a member of a concerned party, we shouldn't cast fault his way.
If Mew say so, Miss Crochet. Mew should be thankful she's willing to hear Mew out, Subaru.
I'm definitely grateful for Cruchet's fortitude.
Yeah,
you
he just
sounded
had to
so
die
scary
a
just
gruesome
now.
icy death. Yeah, pretty much. Subaru sacrifices a lot for all the information he gets. In order to think for once. I'm pretty sure Ferris was serious just now. That's some genuine loyalty. I need to watch what I say around here.
That caught me off guard. But what exactly is it you want out of this exchange, Subaru?
It's like I said earlier. I just want to confirm whether or not I can trust Cruchet. Or, more specifically, I'm hoping our camps can be on good terms with each other.
I see. It isn't a matter of you and me specifically, but our factions.
It'd be a good idea to have Mealy and Cruchet form
Amelia
an alliance that
disappears from the
benefits the
shot.
preparation for and
She's
the outcome
just
of the royal
gone.
selection. Wouldn't you agree?
This conversation doesn't concern her, I guess. Oh, because Rem needed to come in. Why are you here? Wait, what is Subaru? Wait, what
Not a bad idea, right? We should ally ourselves with whoever we can get on our side. We could say we formed this bond over my injury.
I skipped a lot there. Crush froze her arms deep in thought. I'm relieved to see she's not outright rejecting my proposal. After my discussion with Roswell, this is the next step in my plan to stop the witch cult. Oh, that gives rid. For screenshot purposes, I guess. I've been feeling to stopping Amelia's name from spreading after defeating the Dust Bandits. I can't just while away feeling sorry for myself. I can't just sit while away feeling sorry for myself. I don't know if that's correct. I have to assume that the attack will still happen and act accordingly. For that to happen, I'll need allies on my side. Luckily enough, I know I can count on Crush in her camp based on my previous dealings with her. She's one of, if not the most capable and trustworthy person I know in the world capital. She's the one I've had the most interactions with, after all.
It is an interesting proposition, Subaru Natsuki. However, I would like to ask you a question in return.
What is it?
Your request just now. Was it spoken from your heart, in your own words?
Huh?
Yes? I don't get why she's asking me that. Does she suspect someone is making me say this on their behalf? She's using her wind reading blessing. Thankfully, though, my reply seems to relax Crush's sharp stare a bit.
Very well. I thought you might have been influenced by the Margrave to make such an offer, but that doesn't appear to be the case. I can see that you truly do care for Amelia and her best interests.
What? It's not that obvious, is it?
Oh, you mean how you worry about me? I already know you do.
Close your mouth, Ferris. A fly's gonna jump in there.
Do you really think I'd be so feather-brained?
Hold on. I need a... yeah. For purposes.
That's not a word you hear much these days.
All Alright. Get it together, Mewtwo.
There's
So,
a
what
shot.
will Mew do, Miss Crochet?
No. A bit too shocked, if you ask me, but...
To be honest, I don't see a point in us forming an alliance with anybody.
Right. I'd like to hold off on making such a decision for now. It isn't such a trivial topic that we need only make verbal confirmations without considerate thought.
She's right.
Yeah, guess you're right.
However, should this be an official proposal from Amelia rather than a personal request made by Subaru Natsuki, then I intend to consider it more
there
seriously.
are no Pokemon here, Ferris.
Really? That'd be great! Thank you so much! We did it, Mealy! We've got a pretty powerful ally on our side now! Huh? What's up, Mealy? Why the cute face?
Don't tease me. I'm incredibly upset right now. I'm in a big whirl with you making all these decisions without my input.
Man, you really don't hear that phrase much these days. I mean, I'm sorry, but does that mean you're against it?
Don't look at me like I threw you out on the street. You're making me look like the bad guy here. But no, I'm not against it.
Subaru still doesn't get. He's gonna be working on that in the future, but Subaru tends to monopolize Amelia for himself. He thinks that because of all the sacrifices that he's made for her, that he deserves her. I mean, Subaru is a hero, but it is a pretty sick mindset that he does work on in the future, but at this point, it's still very much a character flaw.
I know you've put a lot of thought into this, and Crochet does seem to be in favor of the proposition. I know the order of our meeting has gotten a bit mixed up, Crochet. But I'd also like to ask you to form an alliance with us. The royal selection has been postponed, but once it begins, and even leading up to it, I'd like for us to be on good terms.
Yes, I would like that as well. One of us could very well take the throne, or perhaps another will. No matter what tomorrow brings, I will always remember this moment of accord between us.
Agreed.
Amelia firmly takes Crucia's outstretched hand in her own. For myself relieved. Wow, that is way easier than it is in the original story. I hope this manages to change something along the way, like a counter-strike against fate. And so, while it's not necessarily an alliance, we succeed in forming a friendly relationship with Crush.
I must say, I am quite surprised. I did not expect you to have planned so far ahead, Subaru.
Sorry for not letting you guys in on it first. I was actually pretty scared not being fully prepared for it.
If I ended up insulting them, the worst case would be me getting kicked out of the mansion. I wouldn't want to drag those two down with me. That's why I didn't want to bring it up beforehand, although thinking about it now, it was a pretty big gamble on my part.
All's well that ends well, at least. We managed to make it through. For now.
Yes, Miss Amelia seemed to be in good spirits, and I'm certain Lord Roswell will be satisfied with this outcome as well.
Huh? Roz, too? Did he want us to do something else?
Oh, I apologize. Please disregard my musings. That is an issue I alone must handle.
What did Roswell tell you to do, Rem? Are you on a secret mission, perhaps?
Well, whatever's going on, just let me know if you need anything from me, alright? I'll help however I can.
That is what I was going to say to you, Subaru.
My bad.
That is
By the way, Rem,
there's
something I wanted to ask.
You are referring to my synesthesia, no?
Rem solemnly nods as she confirms my suspicion. Synesthesia is a special bond that two people share, and Rem and Ram possess this ability. Her intuition from this shared sense is what alerted Rem to what was happening at the mansion last time. Now that I know about it, I'll make a request of Rem.
If you sense anything from Ram, let me know right away, okay? I hope nothing happens, but...
Yes, of course. But I must ask in return. Are you expecting something to happen?
Well...
I hesitate for a second. I don't know if I should be so straightforward and tell her about the looming danger of the witch cult. You know, Rem has issues with the witch cult. Well, I think Rem will believe me if I convey the severity of the threat properly. There's still one thing I'm worried about. I put a hand on my chest, feeling my heartbeat. The steady rhythm pumps life throughout my body. The sheer terror of this sensation gripping my heart pierces through me. I can't tell anyone else about my return by death ability. It's a strict rule that came with my power. If I break it, a dreadful, agonizing punishment awaits me.
Yoo-hoo! Are Mew free right meow, Subaru? Miss Cruchet's busy right meow, so I thought I'd deal with our agreement before it gets too late.
Master Felix.
Oh, come now, Rem. Don't be rude. I told Mew to call me Ferris.
Rem is the second person to call Ferris Felix.
I apologize, but I do hesitate in using nicknames for formal greetings.
Wow, so stubborn. Well, I won't force Mew.
Felix Argyle is Ferris's real name. This was said in the last loop.
Sorry. She may not look it, but Rem is pretty bullish. You're better off letting this one slide. Anyway, what's this agreement you're talking about?
Don't play dumb. It's the whole reason Mew all came here today. I'm talking about your treatment, Subaru.
That's right.
It hasn't really sunk in for me yet, but apparently my body's in pretty rough shape after use of magic. Ferris is the healer who's supposed to help in my recovery. But the healing process isn't pleasant. Healing my gate, the organ needed for magic, is a process that feels like my innards are being turned into a smoothie. I like to avoid that wherever possible.
Subaru, Master Felix truly is a skilled healer, despite boasting such egregious mannerisms. I'm very worried about you, so please endure the treatment a little longer.
Yep. I don't think I agree with how she put it, but Rem's got the right attitude.
But...
Besides, your treatment is a testimony to the amicable relations between Miss Cruchet and Miss Amelia, isn't it? If Mew turned me down... Well, I think Mew understand where I'm going with this, right?
I can't deny that.
Yeah.
Alright then, fine! I, Subaru Natsuki, won't go back on my word! Bring it on!
Great, Subaru. Rem is quite impressed.
Yeah, how manly of Mew and all that. Let's get started then. Just relax your body, Meow.
This feeling... I'm gonna barf! I give up! Uncle! Please stop, Ferris!
Days slowly wears on, a feeling of accomplishment from things going relatively smoothly, washing over the pain I previously experienced. Ugh. Day 4. So much happened before we got to the royal capital, and so much more has happened since we've arrived. The next day I head to the shopping district with the distinct goal of mine, to buy a bunch of appas. I need to visit the shopkeeper at the opera stall. Just like last time, the meeting about why the royal selection was delayed is being held at the royal council. There's someone I've been meaning to meet up with first. Since we were delayed a day getting to the royal capital, I still haven't been able to see him. This is something I need to do before the meeting to keep the fake candidate from going around unchecked. There's also that promise I made with the shopkeeper.
Even though he won't remember.
Still, my mind wanders back to Krush, someone we managed to form good relations with just yesterday. Maybe I can visit her before I see the shopkeeper. So I should talk to Krush then, instead.
I'll save it.
I have to improve my relationship with Krush's campus today. They want to find my son here to the apple store in the shopping district. Let's spot Wilhelm. This is my favorite character, by the way. I haven't been able to properly greet him this time around. I can just visit the stall for saying hello to him. You didn't even properly greet him last time. Shouldn't like sneak up behind someone when swinging a sword.
Ha! Ha! Humph!
He swings the sword with precise, deliberate movements. He also commands a powerful presence. Oh man. My head is pounding right now. I don't know why. It's been a while since I've had to take acetaminophen like this. Excuse me. I found myself staring at Wilhelm's practice swings.
Ah. My apologies. Did your appointment with Varys change to an earlier time?
Oh, no. I just happened to be passing by. I may postpone it to prioritize meeting with Cruciate, but I would never schedule it earlier. Besides, today...
The royal selection candidates are gathering at the royal castle, I presume?
You should give us some rest rather than continue the game. Yeah, I'm gonna end things. I'm gonna end things after this day is complete. As I do need some rest. Like, not looking at a screen for a few minutes.
Yeah. Oh, Cruciate must have gotten summoned too, huh?
Yes, a messenger arrived last night. I heard their meeting is to explain why the royal selection has been postponed.
That's right. They'll all find out about the sixth candidate there. But only a select few higher-ups in the Imposter would know about that, so I can't let anything slip here.
My apologies. I have yet to introduce myself.
Oh, that's right.
I am Wilhelm Trias. I serve Duchess Cruciate Karsten.
Feeling beat? Yeah. Today was rough at work.
I'm Subaru Natsuki. I'm a servant who works for that shady Roswal. Though Roswal's just a bonus. I mainly serve melee.
Margrave Mathers is a bonus? That's quite the comment.
Roswal isn't really all that important. If it weren't for melee, I wouldn't give him the time of... No, that's a bit much. Please just keep that between us. I do work for him after all.
Very well. I shall not speak of this to anyone.
Oh, and sorry, by the way. I didn't mean to interrupt your training.
Pay it no mind. I was just about finished.
Then, if it isn't too much trouble, could I have a minute of your time?
Of course. But I do question whether what I have to say is of any interest to you.
See, this is... So... The reason this relationship is so important... Wilhelm doesn't really talk to anybody. He isn't the kind of person to just have conversations with any random person. The reason he chooses to spend time with Subaru is because, as he puts it, he notices that in Subaru's eyes is the look of someone who has crossed the path of death many times before. Because even with Krush and Ferris, he doesn't really have... He's loyal to them, and he's kind of friends with them, but he's still not much of a conversationalist. That's why the fact that he cares to speak to Subaru is so important. Subaru interests him. In a way, yes. Wilhelm is so skilled with his sword that even Rem respects his abilities. I want to make sure we're on good terms so we're prepared when the enemy strikes again.
I'm sure that at your skill level, you can take on any number of opponents with ease.
I would not say so. I try my best to battle one-on-one whenever possible. If I could, I'd like to have 1 or 2 allies at my side when dealing with an opponent. In fact, a 4 or 5 against 1 in which the opponent yields before we battle would be the most ideal. Though I am certain there will be times when I am outnumbered with no choice but to fight. However, such situations will only arise due to a failure in strategizing properly on my part. To keep the loss of life at a minimum and guarantee victory, I strive to use numbers to my advantage at all times.
Huh, I didn't expect that. I just pictured you cutting down enemies left and right all by yourself.
Perhaps I've grown old.
He has done that, by the way. Wilhelm is nicknamed the Sword Devil for a reason.
Oh, but thanks. You just confirmed what I was thinking is right.
Oh?
I want to ask you something. If our alliance with Cruce goes through, you'd help us out, wouldn't you? Am I correct in assuming you'd lend us a hand, should anything ever happen to us?
I did indeed hear from my master that our camps are considering an alliance. I will, of course, give my utmost effort to provide what little assistance I can, should our alliance ever become established.
Wilhelm is so awesome! He still has that ability, he just wants to ensure a victory and not taking chances, of course. Yes, that's right. Because Wilhelm has been in many, many battles throughout his life. He joined the army when he was 13, 14, I think, if I remember correctly. He has seen many battles in his lifetime. You don't get to be Wilhelm's age, a soldier, without having some decent sense of battle tactics.
Little? You're way too humble. I'm counting on you, Wilhelm. You're like a whole army on your own. I guess we'll have to make sure our alliance comes to fruition.
Cool. That's the end of it. And he's done fighting. Look at that face. Mwah. Why did I go all the way around the fountain? I could have just walked to the right. Where was I going? No, the back alley. That's why I went this way. I'm not going to the palace, I'm going to the shopping district. We don't have much time till they come pick us up for the meeting. I should hurry and talk to the shopkeeper at the opera stall. Hi.
Did I get here too early? Not many shops are open yet.
Sorry, bud. I'm still setting up.
Cool. I wasn't wanting to buy anything from you.
Hey, it's been a while. How have you been?
What are you gonna stream tomorrow, Mia? Will you take a day off because of how tired you are? I'm not sure what I'm gonna be playing tomorrow. I was thinking about Bloodborne. Finally getting to the doing the Living Failures and then Lady Maria the Clock Tower. But I have to do a bit of grinding before I do that. What does people think about his clothing? They just see him as an oddball, really. Like, it definitely... Like, his manner of speech, his expression, his clothing, he immediately stands out, like, wherever he goes.
Welcome! Wait, who the heck are you?
Well, I guess you did forget before, too. Still doesn't make it any less sad.
Look, kid, I don't know what you're so down about, but is there something you need from me? If not, then I need to get back to work.
Holding is exactly known for that world after all. Yet he rarely ever changes. He has this outfit and the butler outfit.
Now hang on, there is something I need. I'm here to fulfill the promise we made and apologize for not coming here yesterday.
He wears that tracksuit even in the current, where we currently are in the anime. He has not gotten rid of that tracksuit. So reunite with the person and putting off seeing, even though he doesn't remember anything about anything that happened. I'm happy to see him and finish shopping. I buy a bag full of apples as I promised, and the shopkeeper is all smiles as he hands me the goods. One of my chances in the royal capital is now complete. We didn't run into Priscilla this time. But the reason for my visit isn't just a shop.
Thanks for your business. You're officially a regular of mine, having bought so much. I appreciate it.
No, a promise is a promise. By the way, would you mind doing a favor for me?
Huh? A favor?
I want you to relay a message. Tell Old Man Rum.
Uh-huh.
The shopkeeper's expression changed as I tell him my message. His new look actually fits this scarred face. It's honestly so intense, it's kind of freaking me out.
Jeez, don't scare me so much. I just want you to tell Old Man Rum what he wants to know. Tell him that Reinhardt has what he's looking for.
Reinhardt? You mean the Sword Saint?
Yep, that's the one. Old Man Rum should know what I mean by that.
I hear you, I guess. You are a regular after all. A merchant's gotta take care of his customers.
Thanks. I'll be back again soon. Whew, finally passed my message along.
I wonder how that's gonna change things. It's a day late, but I'm able to pass along the message I wanted to yesterday. As long as Old Man Rum gets it, things should move along exactly like last time.
I just don't know if this delay will affect anything. I'd like to control the situation as much as possible, so everything ends up the same.
Subaru, did you do what you needed without issue?
Yeah, everything's fine. Here, I got you a little souvenir.
There are so many appas. Very well. Please allow Rem to handle them.
Sounds good. Make them nice and tasty, alright?
Yes. And afterward...
Afterward?
Yeah, I know. The meeting about the Royal Selection's delay, right?
You already know about that?
Don't underestimate my ears. They hear everything. I'll be tagging along, just so you know.
I expected you to say that.
Whoa, you're really close, Rem. A little close.
No matter what you say, Mealy.
All right. Let's go together then.
I'm definitely going to... What? You weren't gonna stop me?
Why are you so surprised, silly? You remember what happened yesterday? You helped us improve our relations with Crochet. I know now that you're taking the Royal Selection seriously. So I'd like you to come with us, I think.
Wasn't the point of what he wanted to do is to avoid things ending up the same? No icy death, no cultists, etc. Yeah, but... he wants things to end... So, he wants things to... He doesn't want things to change too much. So he knows the attack is going to happen. He's trying to get things to end up the same, so that the countermeasures that he's building up, like building up relations with Krush, getting Wilhelm on his side so they have more battle power. He wants things to end up the same so that those countermeasures will work, if that makes any sense.
My feelings have finally reached Mealy. Pinch my cheek, Rem.
As you wish.
Oh, but don't do it too... Wait! Ow, ow, ow!
I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Yeah, but it felt like you were gonna tear my cheek off. But that means I'm not dreaming. This is great! Royal Castle, here we come! Let's go!
Subaru, don't get so worked up. Rem, take care of him for me, okay?
Excuse me?
Yes, he will be in good hands. I will take care of Subaru with everything I have.
You said that like you're really planning on going all out. You're scaring me here.
And so, after we discussed our plans, we head toward the Royal Castle, just like last time, to attend the meeting discussing the Royal Selection's postponement. There...
Fine then! I'll join this stupid ceremony. You just want me to try to become the next ruler, right?
Felt boldly makes her claim with Old Man Rom chained up behind her.
Things are going as planned for now.
I was a bit nervous for a second there, but I signed relief seeing Felt so determined to participate in the Royal Selection. Okay, so we didn't have to go through all that over again. Thank God. The purpose of my delayed message to Old Man Ron was to get Felt to make that decision. In reality, however, she wasn't interested in doing in the first place. She would have pulled out of the race if no one intervened. I couldn't let that happen. The Royal Selection is only delayed because 6 candidates vied for the throne. If Felt dropped out, then the Royal Selection would commence as usual. If starting isn't necessarily a bad thing, I'm not quite mentally prepared for it myself, but that's not the most pressing issue. There's an imposter among the 6 candidates. I don't want the process to start up again before I find out who that is. We still don't know who the fake candidate is, but one thing's for sure, they're up to no good. They're trying to usurp the throne after all. I can't speak anymore. There's still so much I need to do. The most important thing right now is to take down the people who are after Amelia. On top of that, I need to figure out who's trying to take over the kingdom. Whoops. I was just recently running around trying to save Island Village and the manor, but the difficulty just spiked like crazy now. Despite the conflict that lies before me, the meeting proceeds like last time. Everything that follows is also the same too. But there's one thing that's different. When everyone stares down Amelia, someone else chimes in to defend her. Last time it was Melty and Tiga, but now...
The idea of having a half-devil on the throne is asinine. And the one who sponsors you isn't even present. With such a critical matter affecting the kingdom, I question if he truly takes this seriously.
Oh well...
What's different this time?
You go too far, Lord Zelgaf.
Ooh.
How can Amelia refute her appearance and background?
Ooh! Fucking Cruz steps in! Shut the fuck up, Bordeaux!
Duchess Karsten, you would defend your own political opponent?
We may be competing against each other, but that is no reason to despise one another. I will never hesitate in speaking my mind to rebuff such irrational criticism.
Fuck yeah, Cruz! Tell that old man to shut the fuck up!
At the very least, I rebuke your concern of Amelia's outward appearance without understanding the person she is at her core. Would you not agree, Lord Zelgaf?
It would appear Lord Bordeaux has crossed a line. Your opinion is valid and well noted, Miss Cruchet. Miss Amelia, I offer you my apologies.
No, it's quite all right. The whole reason I want to become the next ruler is to do away with such a mindset.
Get fucked, Bordouche!
Very good.
Plus 10 to charisma. And so the meeting ends. But the events play out just like last time as Melty chimes in saying that it would be a shame to end it on such a note. Then proposes her get together.
And that's that. Looks like the same people have gathered here too.
I love that so much. He shut the fuck up like immediately. He couldn't say a fucking word to Cruz. It's like Cruz stepping in to defend Amelia. I love that so much. so many people are surrounding Melty like before. Priscilla and Anastasia have already left because they can give two shits. And then there's Amelia, Flora left in the corner.
Things are a bit different from last time. The discussion they had yesterday must have gone really well, seeing as Crucier is hanging out with Amelia this time around. Things look pretty good for the time being.
I was gonna see Crucier and Amelia like that in the meeting. It seems like she's taking relations with Amelia more seriously than I thought. Dickett looks like a stereotypical villain. He does! He really does! He even has like the purple eye bags and the fucking Waluigi mustache going on.
Where's...
Waluigi's number one! I look around for Reinhardt.
Too, if
I like to
possible.
talk... Okay.
Whenever the bad guys make their move, I want to have as many reliable allies on our side as I can get. And you can't get any more reliable than Reinhardt. I need to talk to him at all costs.
Hey, are you looking for someone?
That voice. Tiga?
Hmm? Yes, that's my name, but did I already introduce myself? We were in such a rush. I don't recall telling you my name when we met last.
Oh, that's right. I know it because, well, you know.
What?
Wait, how wouldn't Subaru know his name? Because all the candidates just introduced themselves along with their knights and everything. So everyone should know Tiga's name.
Call it a hunch.
You figured out my name on a hunch? Isn't that kind of amazing? Though, now that I think about it, Mel did mention that Miss Amelia's attendant can guess people's names on intuition alone.
Oh, it's not all that impressive. Anyone can do it.
There's no way that's true! This is the first time I've ever heard of such a thing!
I mean, you just have a face that screams Tiga, you know?
Do I really? What sort of face do I have?
Just look in a mirror. I need to take care of something while you do that.
What are you two yapping on about? It sounds fun. I hope you don't mind me joining in.
Way to butt in on the conversation, Sakura. No one was talking to you.
Oh, good timing. Subaru was just telling me about this amazing skill of his. Why don't you give it a try on her?
Well, like I said, I'm kind of in a hurry.
Come on, don't be like that. What about my friend here? Can you figure out her name too?
Oh, this sounds like an exciting game.
Sorry to ruin the fun, but your name is Sakura, right?
Wow.
Amazing. You're spot on. Did you overhear us talking somewhere, or...?
Talking about what? Your conversations are highly secretive, involving private affairs of the kingdom, right? There's no way I'd know about... Oh.
Exactly. You shouldn't know about any of that. Yet somehow you do.
Fuck! Now Amelia seems like the imposter again. Son of a bitch. God damn it, Subaru.
We can't just let that go. I am Mel's knight after all. Well, for now anyway.
Hmm?
Oh, it's nothing. Anyway, care to explain? Depending on what you say, I will respond accordingly.
Only Tiga sounded serious about the name thing. I see the serious look in Tiga's eyes and gulp hard. Sakura is right next to him, a calm smile on her face. Her nonchalant demeanor is actually pretty terrifying. This is supposed to be a friendly get-together, but a cold sweat pours out of me.
All
Take
right,
a deep breath.
you got me. I'll be honest. I've been looking into you guys.
Huh, coming clean, are we?
So, you've been investigating us. Why is that?
Tiga and Sakura latch onto my statement. Of course, this is all a bluff. Sakura sounded sarcastic. She always sounds sarcastic. I haven't been looking into them at all. I just slipped up revealing that I already know their names. But now that I'm in this situation, I'm going to use it to my advantage. But they all introduced themselves, though. Melty introduced herself and she introduced Tiga and Sakura. How would Subaru not know who they are? I can trust them in Melty. There's no point in butting heads. We need to work together. How do you know you can trust them?
Keep this between us, okay? But this is about Amelia's background.
Seems the game forgot about
during
that.
The discussion earlier,
yeah,
so I know you're aware that she's a half-elf.
Of course. Though, her being a half-elf isn't the only issue. What with her silver hair and purple eyes.
I know. You're talking about the Witch of Envy, right?
Subaru, you shouldn't say that name out loud so carelessly. No one will react well to hearing it. Not to mention, we're in the royal capital. Neither of us want such big wigs to send any threatening glares our way, do we?
Right. Sorry. Anyway, Amelia can't avoid the suspicion placed on her once everyone knows she's involved in the royal selection. She'll be known throughout the kingdom, so there are sure to be people who will react to her candidacy.
Meaning?
Oh, I see. I think I'm starting to understand what's on your mind, Subaru. You care deeply for Miss Amelia, so you want to protect her. Is that it?
Sakura speaks in a relaxed and carefree tone, but she's dead on with my intentions. That's exactly what I want her to think.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's a good thing, but with the royal selection having been delayed, it'll buy me some time. Or at least it should have. We still ended up defeating those bandits. They're such an infamous group. If I'm being honest, that put a wrench in my plans.
I heard about that. The Dusk Bandits, right? Their treachery is pretty well known around here. She won't be able to avoid public scrutiny after that. That may just end up ruining her in the end.
The witch cult.
That's right. It's only a matter of time before Amelia runs into them. So, before that happens, I've been looking for some allies I can rely on. And the other royal candidates have caught my attention.
And that's why you've been looking into Sakura and me. No, I suppose Mel is the one you're after. My, that's awfully sly of you.
Why'd you make it sound so underhanded?
So, how do we seem according to your awful, yet clever sensibilities?
I'd say you guys pass with flying colors. Melty's a nice girl, Tiga's a good friend, and your chest is rather big.
It isn't.
My, you're a forward one.
Since when did we become such good friends? Did I not realize we fought back-to-back on a battlefield or something?
It happened in a different world line. Well, I'm only joking, but...
With that, I face the two of them and bow my head.
I know it's brazen of me to ask, but like I said, Amelia's in a bit of a pickle. So if something ever happens...
You want us to help you?
Yeah. And I'm sorry for snooping on you guys. If you want me to apologize by licking or eating your shoes or something, I'll do whatever.
Can't say I'd like that. What do you think, Sakura?
I think we can lend him a hand. I can tell how determined he is based on our conversation just now.
Something like that came up in the anime.
Besides, what do you think Melty would say if we told her?
Knowing her, she wouldn't hesitate to help out. Our princess is just that sympathetic, after all.
Then?
I can't say anything definitive right now, but I'll relay your request to Mel. And depending on her response, well, she'll probably react just as you imagine.
Great! Thanks, buddy! I owe you one!
I think you owe more than that. You're a pretty smooth talker.
He is your good friend, you know.
Tiga looks exasperated by all of this, but something good did come out of it. I may have seemed suspicious because I returned by death, but I managed to cover it up well.
I just need to talk to
No,
Reinhardt.
you didn't. No, I just... Okay.
Where is he?
I look around, but his strikingly red hair is nowhere to be seen.
What's wrong, Subaru? Are you looking for something?
Oh, hey, Mealy. How's the get-together going for you?
It's alright. Crochet has been kind to me. And Melty is such a nice girl.
I see. So you're getting to know the other candidates, huh? That's good to hear.
He barely managed to cover it up. He really didn't, though.
Now that I think about it, have you seen Reinhardt anywhere? I want to talk to him about something.
Reinhardt? I saw him leaving earlier. He was talking to the captain of the Knights of the Royal Guard, so maybe something came up?
What? Are you serious? Damn, I should have been paying more attention. Can I catch up to him? Hold on, Reinhard!
Oh, Subaru, wait!
He's gone.
He never listens.
Miss Amelia, I just saw Subaru run off in a hurry.
Yes, he said he needed to talk to Reinhard, so he just took off.
Sir Reinhard, you say? But if that's the case...
Yes, I was thinking the same. He won't catch up.
Oblivious to Amelia and Rim, I run around the castle as fast as my legs let me.
Reinhard! Reinhard!
I desperately run into a guard captures me, having thought I looked suspicious.
Reinhard!
Loop 2, Day 5. In that case, I have to end things here for the night.
How slothful.
The reasons to doubt and not to doubt are one and the same. Cool, way to be vague. Okay, yes, I'm very tired from today. So, this is a shorter stream than usual. I'm sorry, but I have a headache, I must rest and not look at the television for a while. So, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Tomorrow, I might be playing Bloodborne. I also do not know what time I will be streaming, but I will let you know, but I'll definitely be doing something tomorrow. Stay updated on the Discord. Good night, sleep well. Thank you, Jacob. I'm glad you can make it. Glad all of you can make it. Thank you all. Nighty night, Corvus. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Please follow if you haven't already so that you don't miss out on all this awesome content. Until next time, Jean Mata. This is very pleasant ending music. Holy shit.